It is Lordo's Deep Dive, brought to you by Al and Jez and the team at Unique Wrought Iron, where thousands of Aussies go to make unique improvements to their homes. And in fact, out at the Whit Noble, the Western Bulldogs have some of these doors. Obviously, they've got the Bulldogs on them. And so word's really getting around, Bill.
I know.
Starting to catch on big time now.
Very good.
And not just doors.
No.
Juliet.
Juliet.
Sorry?
Yeah. Just a bit of song for you.
Sung by Dire Straits.
Matthew Lloyd.
Thanks, Bill. Hey, Essendon play Fremantle today at Marvel Stadium. When I was having a think about a deep dive this week, and it took me back to Damien Cupido and James Hird in a final in Perth at Subiaco in 2004, I think it was. Cupido has mouthed off to the umpire at a crucial time, 50 metres.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was pretty full on what he said to the umpire. Cost us a goal at a crucial time. So the goal gets kicked. Obviously, we're on top, you know, in a final. James Hird grabbed him and was very, very firm with him. Even though it doesn't look demonstrative, Hird was very, very strong with him at that time. And it made me think about players on the same team or players and coaches who have had to have some moments within each other through that period of time. And starting with yours, TJ, which was quite animated with the Pies.
Well, it was. This was Collingwood back in 2014. Nick Maxwell was the captain at the time, and Fasolo didn't exactly go down well in his books. And you can see Nick Maxwell completely animated there, and probably not as warm and cuddly as what James Hird was in his little talk. So
come on, Maxie.
That's a little unlike Nick Maxwell.
Yeah, I don't mind that though. I think that we don't see that very often, but I think in that moment, every now and then.
Well,
he
you wouldn't mind it if you were Fasolo, you wouldn't be saying.
He also had some great yelling matches with Heath Shaw, and they were great mates.
Yeah.
Okay, Richo played with him, ran past the ball one night and just wasn't happy with the delivery here. He just realised, he says, come on, Richo. Spud ended up dropping him for this, and he could blow up large, Richo. He still goes on with it. And the theatrics that he went on with were amazing. And then the handball over the top to D-Rod. And then D-Rod.
First year player. That was his first year, D-Rod.
Come on, Matthew.
Whose first year was it?
David Rhodes' first year. Did he get a drop for that?
He got dropped, yeah.
Wow, that's a big
Hey,
call.
Bill, I knew you'd go down this track with yours.
These blokes are teammates. Have a look at this here. It was at training, Satanta and Cam Cloak, and then he kicks him fair up the blurter. Look at that, bang! Knocks him out, and then a kick fair up the backside. Come on, Satanta. They're teammates.
The club suspended him for that.
Did they?
Yeah.
That was unbelievable.
It was.
I'm going back to 97. Malcolm Blight, the great Malcolm Blight, coach of Adelaide, had this to say about a ruckman that was ultimately to play in two of the two Crows premierships.
To start like that means you won't win, particularly with a pathetic effort from Pittman in ruck. I mean, it was the most disgraceful display I've ever seen from a big fella. And that's pretty hard on an individual, but he's going to have to live with that because we got carried away as a team.
I love that from Blighty. I know Pittman would be shattered and you'd never see that again, but that's just the honesty of Malcolm Blight, which brought him the success at the Adelaide Crows. This one, Luke Jackson, who looks after a lot of this vision. This is James Hird getting dragged. One of the rare times Hird's ever been dragged. Sheedy wasn't happy with some aspects of his game. Gives it to him again at three-quarter time.
I don't know if he's listening.
No, he's not listening, doesn't like it. And then straight afterwards, James Hird kicks a goal. So there's a stoppage. Hird does what Hird does. He's got Darren Milburn, loses him, kicks the goal. And watch his reaction to, if you're a lip reader, he didn't like it, and he is
Actually, if you are a lip reader, we apologise again.
So that was one that not many people would have known about, but that was a relationship where they could be frosty at times.
Frosty, what about this one? The MCG actually iced over on this particular day. Craig Davenport was brought to the bench by Ken Sheldon, but Ken Sheldon came down from the old coach's box. This was mid-match and actually gave him a complete bake there. Actually, I thought he grabbed him at some point at the start, did he? Yeah.
And then kicks the winning goal, TJ, after that.
Yeah, but that was something that you do not see. Normally, you see coaches versus players on the field.
I was always scared of my coaches. I had that sort of fear about them, but clearly Shane Zantuck wasn't scared of Ron Barassi. Look, he's come back and they're on. This is way back. It must have been 84, is it? And they're having it out. And imagine arguing like that with your coach. I would have been petrified to do that and the ramifications. But
Shane
wasn't.
They had the best punch on. Shane Zantuck, Rod Waddell, They went on for 5 minutes one day, punching on. No one went to them. They'd look around. Oh, keep going. Hey, it also happens in the World Game where they're very passionate, the players and the teammates. And let's have a look at a couple of clashes here. Who's this?
This is
teammates.
Dyer
on the same team, Bill.
and Berger. And would you believe, Bill, the two of them fighting each other both got red cards for fighting each other.
There they are. Look at that. That is unbelievable.
Yeah. And that was one. And then I love Bruce Grobbelaar, who was a goalkeeper for Liverpool. And he and his teammate, who he wasn't happy with his defensive actions, he's got in the face of his goalkeeper. But I just want to ask you guys, if there was one captain, obviously we started with James Hird, you would love to have played under a captain. It wasn't your own, who would it be?
Oh, Joel Selwood.
Joel Selwood, Damo?
That's your own, Bill, but anyway. Michael Voss is always one I would love to have played under.
Yeah, I'd love Joel Selwood. I was going to say him as well. Jonathan Brown's another one as well.
Kernahan.
TJ?
TJ? Peter Hitchener?
Yeah, Brian Naylor, Peter Hitchener, I've played under the
Neil
best.
Mitchell.
And,
Neil Mitchell.
Yeah, Neil Mitchell, who's just signed on for another 2 years. So well done, Neil.